And once you rise above the gravitational force of materialism, then you could be called as the Guru. Anything that is living has a capacity to rise against the gravity up to a point. That is limited. Like we have seen the trees. They come out of the Mother Earth and grow upward, up to a limited space. Every tree, every type of tree has its own limitations. Cedar will be cedar, and rose will be a rose. Is all controlled by the gravitational force. But there is one thing which rises against the gravitational force, which has no limits, and that is your Kundalini. It cannot be controlled by the gravitational force unless and until you want it to be controlled. Nothing can control it but you and yourself can control it. So as soon as you become in charge of your Kundalini, you have crossed one step forward, that you have overcome the force, that is the gravitational force. Then the cycle of all the five elements is bound together. All the five elements have to go in a cycle in such a way that nothing is wasted, nothing is spoiled, everything is organized. But the cycle is broken only by the awakening of the Kundalini. Because you enter into the highest of highest, which is the cosmic consciousness, which you know how to regulate yourself. That cosmic consciousness is the Param Tattva, is the principle of all the principles, controls all the principles. So it controls also the principles of all these five elements. It controls the Manashakti. It controls the evolution and gives you the power to evolve others. So this great Brahma Shakti is at your lotus feet. Perhaps Sahajogis do not realize what they have achieved. The only difference between a Adi Guru and a Guru, Sadguru I would say, is this, that the Adi Guru knows that he is the controlling power. He knows he is with absolute oneness with the Brahma Tattva, with the cosmic. The authority with which he talks, the complete confidence with which he says things. There's no doubt in his mind. In any one of his teachings, he'll say, I verily say to you, that confidence that I am with the Brahma Tattva, that I am the Brahma, and that I am controlling all that Tattva. Makes him a prophet. Because whatever he says, prophesizes, is the truth. Whatever he says about the past is the truth. And he knows that. He has no doubts. The authority with which Moses talked, authority with which Socrates talked, authority with which Lao Tse talked, all these great Adi-Gurus, from Adinath to Sainath, they didn't say, if you do this way will be good or that way would be good. No, this is what it is, you better do it. This is what it is. But in modern times, those gurus may not work out. That's why a mother had to come. First to give you realization. Because these gurus did not realize another point, that their disciples not understand them at all. Whatever they are doing out of awe. But awe doesn't have understanding in it. Or even the earlier ones may have had. The generation that came afterwards did not have. So they turned the gurus into a facade, and the whole building they owned as their own, creating all kinds of problems, killing the universality and the collectivity, because Brahma Tattva is the power of the collectivity, is in everything, in the atom, in the molecule, in the human heart. Everywhere it is reflected, depending on the reflector, and it controls. This understanding they had, but the human understanding perhaps they did not have. That if we today tell them something, they might listen to us, but tomorrow they will forget. So it was necessary that you all should be given realization. Otherwise, also without realization, what's the use? What's the use of talking to people about the colors, those who don't have eyes? So realization has to be given. But it should not be done with diffidence. When a guru does not feel vibrations properly, he becomes definite about giving realization. But even when he feels it clearly, he will not say things with authority. Authority by any chance does not mean aggressiveness. Authority is because you have it, that's why you express it. Like this light is now shining on my face. It is shining, it's not aggressive. Because that's the quality it has got, that it has to shine, so it is shining. In the same way, a guru shines before the disciples. It's very easy to understand this word shine. When you have something dirty, it doesn't shine. Even the gold, which is always shining, is not tarnishable. If you put it under the mud, it won't shine. So you have to wash it, clean it, and rub it nicely so that it shines. But in Guru Tattva, it is from the basics you have to start. Before the gold came into its own state of gold, it was mixed with so many other things. So it had to be heated up, melted away, sieved out, and so many processes it had to go through to become gold. So when you become Sahajogis, you have become gold. Now the second job is to keep this gold shining. And third would be to get a part in the crown of your mother so that you can never be tarnished. Into these three stages one has to go. First of all, to judge yourself, to be a guru, you have to have a gravity of your own, which is not bound by the gravity of the Mother Earth. That's the minimum of minimum. Which does not mean you wear outside the kashaya, the dress that suggests that you are a sannyasi. But from inside, you should be a sannyasi. Now a sannyasi who is inside a sannyasi will have a big bank balance maybe, but will know nothing about it. Will be very indifferent and any day willing to part with it. A sannyasi has to be a person above lust. Should not know what is the lust is. What is